Deep in a secret Pacific underground lair, Pop Culture Minefield presents Saturday Afternoon Matinee. This is the comic relief crusader telling you to get your popcorn and candy ready. Take it away, Martine.
Come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hello? Hello, guys?
Backward stash, Gary. Having you do a Hamada.
I tried to give my best Walter Hamada. I tried.
Hello, guys. Oh man, he said, Mike says, take it away, Martin. It's like, I'm like, just have Martin on screen. I make me laugh. I make me laugh.
Yes, by abusing our friend here.
I reckon you make me laugh.
You're a dick.
Oh my god, that was funny.
You're easily entertained.
Things like that tickle me. It'll be funny to anybody else, but it's me entertaining myself.
Praising.
Oh my god.
The following people are gay.
See who's all in the chat right now. We got Penny, Reynald Strathman. That's a new person. Greetings, welcome to the show, and of course
welcome
our
to
dear
ADD Theater.
Reynald Strathman says just testing. Testing what?
His
tolerance level. My tolerance levels. I'm testing the strength of the bands on my underwear.
No, I think he's testing our sense of humor with his joke.
So, yeah, fun stuff. So we're going to be talking about one of my favorite films, and I finally broke down and watched it with Anima so she could see the movie, and she fell in love with it too. I saw that film. I was 19 years old, went to see that in the theater, and just I was blown away by Greystoke, because I grew up reading the Edgar Rice Burroughs books, watching all the movies, the cartoon. That was another one Filmation did, Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
And I just so thoroughly love that film. And I've always loved Tarzan. That we had the 1960s with Ron Ely playing Tarzan. He would go on to play the Man of Bronze, Doc Savage, and but it was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek film, almost not quite as bad as Batman '66, but it was close. But Ron Ely really took playing Tarzan seriously. And I always loved the Tarzan films, but they always felt like high adventure, action-oriented, and the comedy of Cheetah the chimpanzee.
Yeah.
I like the family stories, though, way back from Buster Crabbe to Johnny Weissmuller, with the relationship with Jane, and then they had a child named Boy. Yeah, that's what he named his son, Boy.
And what kind of mother led? Because you can understand that from coming from Tarzan, but from her, was it? She was, oh, dude, we should give him a real name. Or
absolutely. And and yes, if you guys ever see the Tarzan movie from the 1930s movie, I do believe it was the one with Buster Crabbe. I think Buster Crabbe played him before Weissmuller. And that was when they created the yell, and that yodel, was used all the way up through to what is his name? I mentioned him yesterday, Miles O'Keefe. How much Keefe do we have in that movie? Miles O'Keefe.
Oh my god!
And Miles O'Keefe played him in the film with Bo Derek, and it was directed by her husband. I can't remember his name. Something Derek. John Derek directed it, and it was kind of like cheeky, sexy, fun time. And it's not a very good. And they used the yodel in that one too. It wasn't.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say it was used all the way up until this film, Greystoke. And Greystoke, they went back to the book, and he made animal yells, and he would roar, and he had a sound that he would letting animals know that he wasn't mimicking another animal. He was giving his sound, and that was his sound. And I liked what they did in this film.
Dude, that yodel is so iconic that even Chewbacca has used it twice.
Yeah, just don't even. No.
In Return of the Jedi.
No. No. That's why that film is not one of my favorite films in the Star Wars franchise, because of the silliness of that fucking movie.
And he used it to.
Howard Kazanjian. Anyway, I don't want to even go there. So I hated that. I always hated that. They did it's a Chewbacca Tarzan yodel when he's swinging on the vine over to the ATST. Yeah.
And then in the prequels, they did it again.
George Lucas annoys me for some of that shit.
Oh yeah, he does.
People will only take your film as serious as you take it. And they did something just as bad with Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull with the swinging on vines with the monkeys. Oh my God. I just so fucking annoyed at that.
Yeah.
But this film, back to talking about this film is the first Tarzan film to break the tradition of using that silly yodel. Carol Burnett used to start her show sometimes with that yodel. And did you watch Carol Burnett in South America when you were a kid?
I don't know.
You were there.
Yeah, but at that time I wasn't so aware of the names of actors. I was a kid.
Do you know who Carol Burnett is?
I don't.
Yes, but I can't remember her face.
I'm going to find it. Tarzan yell. It was always something really fun when she would do it. Here she goes. This is with. All right, here we go. Present, share screen. I grew up loving Carol Burnett because she looked a lot like my mom when she was young. And here we go.
Win a copy of my brand new DVD collection. Here are a few examples.
Me. Okay.
Okay, that's enough. One is enough.
Yes, thank you.
That was awesome.
I'm so glad they didn't use it in this movie. That would have annoyed the shit out of me.
Yeah, because it's just not real. It sounds silly.
Who comes up with an idea
fun.
like that?
It was fun when I was a kid, but once you become an adult, it just was an absurd sound. Like, why would you make that sound in the jungle?
Yeah. Where would he get the idea from of yodeling? He would only copy animal sounds.
Right. Which is why Hughes, when he made the film, he went back to the original text of what Edgar Rice Burroughs described as his yell. And so in the film, let me see if I can find a classic. Yeah, Johnny Weissmuller. Here we go.
Mike, why are you in chat and not on the panel?
That's a good question.
Mike, you're invited.
Hop on here.
Oh, by the way, not only we have Reinl, We have another new person in the chat. Hey,
7 Heplexity.
yeah.
Yep, I
Thank
saw
you.
it. Welcome to the show.
We need
And
a
here's
less complicated
the yell.
nickname for him.
Here's the yell. And it never made sense to me.
No.
And this is the one all the way back in the 2000s. Every single Tarzan did it except for the Disney animated film. Didn't do it.
Oh,
Appreciated that.
Mike is
And the film that kind of ended it for me was Greystoke. I have stopped taking my grandson shopping with me. Dropped $200.
Somebody's been pampered.
Oh my God. Oh, you're updating a website? That's no excuse, Michael.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
how dare you.
It is in Canada. I'm sorry. I forgot. We're on different, behind different borders. So Canadians can use that excuse because you got such shitty internet. The People's Republic of Canada. Yeah, I'm a dick.
Andy says Tarzan stepped on the Lego. Yeah. That would make you do a sound like that.
So I know the shame. Tarzan stepped on the Lego. Yeah, I get that. Okay. But I don't know. I'm just I grew up on Johnny Weissmuller, and there's that funny situation I told you about. I was in London in a pub, and you could find some pubs that serve breakfast. They were open like first thing in the morning. And so I went and I had thick cuts of bacon and eggs and toast with bitter marmalade. And I'm sitting there eating it. And Tarzan was on television. So I was like, oh, this is great. I'm sitting there eating my breakfast, watching Tarzan. And then I hear these limey pricks at the bar talking shit about Tarzan, Johnny Weissmuller, bloody American, playing an English lord. And they're just kind of mocking it. And I decided to throw a cog in their wheel. And I started singing in 1814. And I sang the entire song, and I started very quietly. And I let it build till eventually everybody stopped talking and was looking at me in this pub. As I'm in the middle of the United Kingdom singing a song about kicking the shit out of the British. And that ended the talking shit about American Tarzan. Johnny Weissmuller. I didn't say another damn word. You throw fire at them? No. Just words.
Well, words are violence.
Sure.
Yeah.
Man,
Words can hurt people.
How
That's
old
why
were
I
you
keep
when-
joking when people get upset over something. Like Stallone, everybody's upset with what Stallone said. I said, oh my God, did somebody die when he said something? Did his words kill? No? Holy shit. I guess you are okay then.
How old were you when that episode happened? When you sang the song?
I was 13.
30. 30.
No, 13.
Ah, okay. That is why they did. That is why it didn't become a pub brawl.
It could have a lot to do with it. But they could have fought with my dad. Because my dad was sitting right next to me chuckling the whole time at what I was doing. He was always, I'll tell you this, I tell people I got my assholiness from my dad. My sense of humor pretty much was from my dad.
Holiness?
My assholiness, yes.
Oh, so your ass is holy. Okay. Holy factor, Batman.
Everybody knows you were born.
I'm grabbing the Fallout series, going to check it out. I actually have. I forgot that Shinatsky had bought me the Vegas game, Fallout Vegas, New Vegas,
New
whatever
Vegas.
they call it.
Yeah.
And so I'm actually going to try that game out. I finished downloading it last night before I went to bed. I was like, yeah, I have to try that game out. You know, I understand Matthew Perry is one of the voices at the beginning of the game, but Andy Morrow, I think, would have even been amused at what I did in that pub. My cheery disposition. I'm notoriously, since I was a little boy, notoriously cranky. And so people go, "You're just an old man." I'm like, no, I've always been cranky.
You've always been a cranky old man.
It's not like I have a short temper. I have a short fuse. But the funny thing is I don't stay angry long. I just have my little bursts and then I'm done. And then I'm over it. I said what I wanted to say or needed to say, and I get over it very quickly. I hardly ever stay angry at somebody, ever. I think 2 people on this planet are on my permanent shit list that even thinking about them gets me irritated. But past that, nobody. I don't see any reason to stay angry at people. There's no point to it. It's not
waste
healthy.
of energy.
It's not healthy either. It's not good for you. But yeah, I've never had a cheery disposition. I'm friendly, not cheery, cheerful. I remember one time somebody got the mean end of the stick when they asked my girlfriend, "Is he always like that?" When I was joking around and stuff. And she was like, "No, he's very quiet at home." She's, "Oh," and then I thought, that's insulting what you just asked. And I got irritated with him. I'm like, "Why would you say that?" And same thing in the army. I had one of those Joe Pesci moments, "You're funny." "What do you mean funny?" A guy called me goofy. I'm like, "What do you mean goofy?" Because to me, goofy is not a nice thing to say about somebody, calling him goofy. You can say I'm silly, or even get away with saying funny, but when he said goofy, it was a word that rubbed me the wrong way. And so I kind of dug into him a little bit, and I'm like, choose your words with me, because goofy has a different meaning than silly. Goofy kind of denotes stupid. So, nope. So I've always been cranky. That's a fact. So, but anyway, Tarzan. This is like a full reboot to the character, and I always hoped that they would stop with the Tarzan yodel after this film, but no, they went right back to it. They did several Tarzan films, including a stupid one where he's in the city.
What?
And he's a second character to the Jane character. It was a weird pilot to a failed TV series. And
who thinks that's a good idea?
DEI people.
Yeah, I guess.
They think it's a good idea. Make Tarzan second fiddle to Jane.
And absolutely no one wanted to see it, I guess.
Yeah, because that's what Edgar Rice Burroughs did when he wrote those books. Tarzan was second fiddle. Oh, yeah. Addams Family. Yep. That should be Jigary Family. Yeah, there we go.
Fixed it.
So, you gonna get the slideshow going? We're 19 minutes in.
Sure. But I have to charge you.
Don't do it too fast, though. I'm older now.
Here we go.
Another film that has a nice little overture. It's about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes long. And I do want to point out that the matte paintings in this are also part of the visual effects. And I just forgot his name. He was the matte artist for Alfred Hitchcock and so many films. Albert Whitlock. Albert Whitlock did the visual effects for this. The only thing real in this is the sky, the portion of the sky, and the waterfall. And that was actually shot in Cameroon. Cameroon is the location in East Africa or West Africa that is believed to be the setting of the Edgar Rice Burroughs books, because everything he describes only exists in one place, Cameroon. The waterfall, all of that. So they shot this film, partially shot this film in Cameroon in honor of Edgar Rice Burroughs' book. So my only beef with some of the set location in this was the termite mounds. Don't look real.
Why?
You saw them. They look like they're carved foam. They didn't look like actual termite mounds, which is what they eat. Ants and termites is part of their protein diet. The other thing I love is Rick Baker, of course, did the ape costumes for this. And the only thing that sucks is he wasn't using silicone when they made this, even though silicone had been available since the late 70s. He used more of a foam rubber, and the foam rubber doesn't have the elasticity that silicone has. And so, but he went out of his way to give each chimpanzee a differing face and expression to identify them as character. And I thought it was brilliant what he did.
But those suits were very impressive. Horrible for the people who had to be in them, but they looked real.
Yeah, because some of the stuff was on the soundstage and some of the stuff was actually shot, like I said, in West Africa. And being in that jungle in those suits was a nightmare.
I mean, I could already tell, but listening to Lambert in that interview that I found, where he says they could only shoot for 5 minutes and then they had to take a 10-minute break because the suits were so
we'll
heavy.
see that. Yeah, I'll show them that video.
That surprised me. That's how bad it was. They should have won the Oscar for that makeup.
Absolutely. I think it's unacceptable that they didn't.
I mean, they got nominated, but I think they should have won.
Yeah,
there were a lot of nominations. The only one to actually win was Sir Ralph Richardson, posthumously. He died right after shooting this.
For supporting actor, no, that was just a nomination as well. 3 nominations for the Oscars.
No, he did win. I told you, the New York Critics.
7 Hep. Those weren't gorillas. Those were chimpanzees.
Yes.
Yeah, they're chimpanzees. And I want to point out too that just like with 2001: Space Odyssey, for the infant apes, they actually used infant chimpanzees.
Except for the one who died.
Well, obviously.
Well, that was a puppet. No shit. They didn't just murder a chimpanzee. Jesus Christ. You're dark today, Martin.
Oh, I'm talking about commitment to the craft.
Jesus. Who are these people? Where am I? Why am I here?
You know I'm joking. You know my love for animals.
Yes, I know.
Nah, I don't think so. I don't fall for it.
Shut up.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Look at this scene from a group of actors, gymnasts, and circus performers train 8 hours a day for several months to play the apes. Damn.
And Lambert trained with them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they saved his stunts to be shot last.
The swinging,
just in case we got killed or injured.
So everything would be in the can. I mean, it's clever. That's what they do right now, I think. Yep, that's
Yes,
on IMDb.
and we talked about the fact that you would have trouble making that film today because of the nudity of the kids. I'm going to pause.
Andy
he's
Burroughs,
doing what
I
you're.
remember.
Oh, you
Reinhold
joined.
is-
Thanks, buddy. I thought he was
Thank
a
you,
member
Andy.
before.
Reinhold is doing what you do usually, Gary. He's going through the trivia on IMDb, posting it in the chat.
Oh, that's cheating. Only we can cheat that way.
So here we go.
IMDb trivia.
Here is Rick Baker pretending to be working on this thing.
Yeah, pretending.
I've seen publicity shots like this where they go, hold a brush to it, act like you're painting it.
Don't you trash talk, my Lord King Kong.
But if you look to the right there, look at all the cables going up into that head.
Yeah.
What's with that?
That is how they animate the head with those cables. Each set of cables goes to a grip thing, and you work the fingers to do different things. And raise the eyebrows, lower the eyebrows, frown, move the lips, the ears, everything. And here's the sculpt table. And you notice each one of the chimpanzees has its own look. And here's an example of the termite scene where one of the chimpanzees is eating from the termite mound. And here we see him posing with the actors in the costumes. And it was really, I love the fact that even though in real life the chimpanzees all pretty much look a lot alike, he went out of his way to make them all look really different. So you could recognize each character. And the guy on the far left bottom there is this guy. And he's one of the villains in the story.
He was such a shithead. When Tarzan killed him, all the chimpanzees celebrated.
Cheering, they were celebrating. They hated that guy. And here we see the vivisection of his no, that's his
no.
that was his father.
His father is caged. This was a unnamed chimpanzee.
Either
his
way,
father's the one who gets set free and then shot in the
he's
tree.
disturbed when he sees it. And then another photo of him pretending to work on a sculpture for the photo. And look at that plastilina. That is just gorgeous. Now, what you see, the ring that's going around the head there, that is actually the negative, the backside of a plaster mold. That's why he wouldn't actually be sculpting on it at this point, because they're making the mold. So
not variety, comic relief, and I'm not walking into that. Oh,
I didn't know you were on Patreon. That's cool, dude. I love this palatial estate. It is gorgeous. It has the Turkish parapets on top.
It's really a beautiful mansion.
Yeah, there's a gentle quality to the mother and father apes. Even though the dad gets kind of scary in a couple of scenes.
Yes. Father Ape, he killed the human father of Tarzan.
He killed John, yeah.
Yes.
Or Jack. I'm sorry, Jack.
No, I can't remember.
Jack.
And
he said, "Jack, my boy."
Okay. And he killed his own son accidentally when he pushed Tarzan's mother. She lost grasp of the little chimpanzee, and that's how it dies.
And we get an echo of it again later because she's lets the dead baby ape go and takes the human ape, the hairless ape.
I
Yes, she can tell
imagine
that's
her.
a baby in need.
Yes, I imagine her thinking, "Well, it's ugly as hell, but it's alive." But
The sound of a baby's cry at that age can cause primates to lactate, and it's true. It's been proven. Now, I'm going to point something out. This actor here that plays the captain, you will
yes,
see him again later.
yep, in
It
Harry
goes.
Potter.
It's done so quickly. A lot of people
No,
don't
later in this
notice.
movie.
He's in the bar.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. He has a very distinctive face, so
Well, it also there's a story to that. If you think about it, nobody came to rescue them, yet he
yep.
found civilization because he knew his life was over if it got reported what happened. So he just blended into society there in Africa, West Africa, and thought he could start a new life there and not go to prison.
I wonder why
Hey,
they didn't
Reed.
try that.
Oh, good morning,
They
Reed.
just settled in the. I read. I wonder why they didn't try that. Try to find civilization. They just settled in the jungle.
Because she was pregnant, I guess. I don't know. I have no clue why.
She doesn't look heavily pregnant here, so there was time.
But this is what they talked about, because when you read Edgar Rice Burroughs' books, the only place in Africa that matches the locations described in Edgar Rice Burroughs' books is Cameroon. Only place.
There are not much jungle left.
Now, this
in
is
Africa.
where later, when he becomes an adult, Tarzan lives with Jane. And then later they have a child. Stupidly named him Boy.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
that sucks.
so it's Jane a troll?
Is what?
Jane a troll? Because I can
Troll?
troll Troll.
How is she a troll?
Because I can see Tarzan say, "Oh, let's call it Boy because he's a boy," and yeah, and she, okay, this is gonna be fun in the years to come.
Yeah, this won't cause problems.
Come on, Mike, finish what you're doing and get in here.
Get on here. Yeah.
We need your infinite trove of voices.
Please.
Oh,
Now, if you don't recognize that young man right there, he played the part of Percival in
Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Oh,
He's the one who finds the Grail and nearly dies on the Tree of Woe.
Naked Gun 2.
What was he in Naked Gun 2? There's a
Not
dead
seen that one.
chimpanzee. She relinquishes because she hears the crying.
Baby in need. That's all that matters. Ugly or not. Oh my god, when he's playing with that gun.
Yeah, and put the barrel in his
Puts
mouth.
it into his mouth and playing with the trigger. And I remember going, no, bad
Yeah,
monkey, bad monkey.
It's like, don't do that. Stop it. Then the shot goes off and they are losing it. That was funny.
Man, that's building that shack took the dedication. Multi-level.
Now, because you just saw that smile, I wanted to show the undercarriage inside the mask. There it is. Well, let's get Read by Nature's comment down so we can see the image. There we go. It's not an overly complex design, but it has some great stuff, a lot of fiberglass, of course. It's beautifully done. And here's another great shot of protecting Tarzan.
Yeah, that is the mother.
Yep. Beautiful stuff, man. Rick Baker. He should have got the Oscar for this film.
Oh, absolutely.
I got to be honest with you.
Oh,
That this film didn't win at the Oscars is just another reason why the Oscars suck.
Who got the Oscar that year for that category?
That would have been 85, right?
Movie came out in 84, yeah, so it would have been the Oscars 85.
Let's see. Amadeus
That one was good
got
too.
best costume
Oh, yeah. No.
design. Sally Fields, when she said you love me, you really like me, or whatever the fuck she said.
Now, this fall into what category? Makeup, costume, or visual effect?
Dick Smith and Paul LeBlanc won best makeup for Amadeus.
The fuck? Okay.
Yeah, that's wrong. Nothing against Amadeus, but
let's see. Supporting role, of course, Sir Ralph Richardson was one of them, but the winner was Hang S. Nyor, and he was murdered later for the Killing Fields. He was murdered in his driveway by a gang, Asian gang.
Hey, Zax, that is my bear, okay?
What?
He says, hey, Gare Bear.
Gare Bear.
He's my bear, okay?
Yeah, but I like being called Gare Bear. It's a nickname that John started with me like 20 years ago. And
Dude, I'm not calling you that.
He was
ever.
the colorist from Marvel and DC Comics, buddy of mine. And we just hung out all the time. We were good friends. And he started calling me Gare Bear.
Okay. And for Sax.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
You have been properly greeted, sir.
I love this. The little kids they had playing Tarzan and between the ages.
Yeah, I think 8 and 12. That's how old he's supposed to be.
And all of this was on the sound stage. There was a lot of footage shot in Africa, but they had to control the weather and safety. And so all of this stuff was recreated on a sound stage.
Yeah, also, I mean, it's problematic enough to shoot with naked children. Do that in a jungle. I think that wouldn't have been possible back then. Not even back then.
Well, I am kind of like Ted. Read by nature. I'm a jackass. Oh, I love the cats in this.
Mm.
Mama's drinking, and then you see the cubs come up. Just
They're so
adorable.
cute.
But the chimpanzees are terrified of them because they know they'll try to eat them.
I can answer that.
Actually,
right now.
that's throughout the film. The kids, I don't know how he got away with that nudity and not get in trouble. But the fact is, they would be nude.
Yeah, but growing up, he would see the tribal people and realize.
Well,
that
that's
they
just
covered
it.
themselves, so he would copy
that's
that.
something he left out. The reason he's called Tarzan, it wasn't because of the apes. That's not the name the apes gave him. It was the name the tribes gave him.
It's something like white skin or something, if I remember correctly.
Something I don't remember.
Okay, let me run this.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim?
Yeah, it's what it is. It's Mangani language, and it means white skin because he was named by one of the tribes.
And he would absolutely have begun to copy them by wearing clothing.
Not to mention
And
protection.
that's why they show later when he has already dealt with them, they show that he does deal with them, but they show him as a young adult dealing with them when actually he would have been seen and everything by humans up to this point because of the hunting of chimpanzees for food. What? What you mean is the people in the ape suits, not apes. But yeah, they did all their own stunts in this. There were a lot of stunts, but those are stunt performers. This was also an early role for the Indian dwarf actor. What is his name? He was in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory as the Oompa
Are you allowed
Loompa.
to say dwarf, Gary? Or did we just lose monetization again?
Yeah, dwarf is a real word.
Okay. You have to be so careful these days.
His name is Deep
thrown enough
Roy.
upon the word.
Deep Roy was one of the chimpanzees in this. But yeah, dwarf. It's called dwarfism.
Yeah, but they are frowning upon the use of that word now.
Don't care.
Yes.
I don't care. It is what it is. It's like when somebody got mad when I said retarded or retardation, and I said it's the actual medical diagnosis, dipshit.
It
Fucking
is.
correct me.
People get offended by everything, so
Fuck
I just
them and
don't
their
care.
offense. I don't
Yep.
care. Fuck. People are words will not fucking hurt you. People act like words are weapons. It's like, oh, fuck off. I've had some of the meanest shit said to me in my life. I got bullied as a kid. Words didn't mean anything to me. Not a goddamn thing. And when I got big enough, I fought back.
Yeah, I'm with you. My silence is because I'm reading.
AJ or JJ? Well, you can't call him Tarzan because it means white skin. Depends. Because of the muscle density on certain apes, they can't swim. They just sink.
You mean like gorillas, for instance? Yeah, I don't think they would be able to
The
stay
bulkier,
afloat.
beefier the ape, the more difficulty they're going to have staying afloat.
A chimp shouldn't have a problem.
AJ, who is AJ? I'm not sure who's AJ.
Our good friend AJ, I have no idea.
I don't know who that is. According to Hugh Hudson, Danny Potts, Tarzan, age 5, was a diving champion, which came in handy when doing all the stunt stuff. That is really cool.
How could you be a diving champion at 5?
Huh. You know what amused me most? Going through the IMDb trivia? 12-year-old Tarzan, when he fights the other ape and wins, and then he pisses on him.
Yeah.
And apparently he really pissed on the camera. And I'm like, ew, but that's funny. Because it looks so real. So IMDb speculates that was real, genuine pee, and he was peeing at the camera.
By the way, one of the few people I trust in their reviews, one of the 3 people I read the reviews of, the Civil War is garbage. So I will never bother watching it.
And man, the guy who plays the president, he absolutely lied in that interview because he's absolutely mocking Trump. And he says, no.
By the way, Edward Fox's brother is in this. Edward Fox, known for like Force 10 from Navarone. He was the assassin in the original Day of the Jackal. His brother James Fox is in this. He plays the Lord who is vying for Jane's hand in marriage.
Zach's derailing is fine, but who the fuck is AJ?
He
I don't
told
know.
us.
Where?
Here is the Abomination AJ.
I can't open that. I'm in the studio. I can't. That's not a hyperlink for me. So what is that?
He's a YouTuber.
Oh, is that? I still don't know who the fuck he is. You make me fucking go to YouTube to fucking open this up so I can click on the hyperlink to figure out who the fuck he's talking about.
I don't know who that guy is. So
we should punish Zax and make him come on the panel.
AJ. Oh, he's a predator. That hair, he looks like a predator. I don't know who this guy is, Zax. I really don't. Abomination AJ.
I've never heard of him before.
I guess he doesn't know what the word Tarzan means, so maybe you might educate him. It means white skin.
And here are the pygmies. I think this is the first time we
see
them.
Are they pygmies?
They call them pygmies.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were. I love the use of the block showing the ape and boy. Ape, boy. Ape,
I remember reading somewhere that pygmies didn't really exist. They were a myth. But I wouldn't be sure.
Well, let's see.
No, I Googled it. And it says one of the small people of equatorial Africa ranging under 5 feet in height.
Yep. They suffer from a form of dwarfism. East Asia, Myanmar, Africa, the Congo Basin. Congo is a place, but it also has another meaning, which kind of confused Anima, because Congo also can be referring to jungle, the Congo.
And I've never heard that before.
And did you know Bruce Campbell was in Congo?
Yes, he was. He dies a horrible death.
Yeah.
Screaming.
I remember being in the theater and he said, "Oh, that's Rico Conti Jr." Oh, yeah, he's dead. His mom is dying because she was haunted by the pygmy.
Yeah, and this is when he kills a human.
Oh shit, he came.
Hey!
Oh, fine. Fine,
boy.
I'll come. Oh, good boy. Oh, listen to that.
Phrasing.
Yeah. Ooh. This is so sad. This is the first time you see the gesture where he puts the ape hand on his head for comfort after they're dead. And this is something he repeats several times through the story, because this film is absolutely a tragedy.
Yes,
he does it with his granddad.
Tragedy
too.
Of Greystoke.
Yeah, because whenever he loves someone, he loses them. It's so sad.
The subtitle of this movie should have been this is bullshit. I'm going home.
Rita, I actually was hoping the same thing when I saw the film. I'm like, they can't kill Bruce Campbell. No.
Oh, Abomination AJ is here now.
Oh, okay.
There he is. Blarzan.
He gets
There
the
you
devil.
go. There you
Me
go. You can't call
Blarzan.
him Tarzan because Tarzan in the language that was I forget the name of the culture, the tribe, means white skin. So Blarzan, there you go. Then you can do it. By the way, I did check you out on YouTube.
That sounds so wrong.
Yeah, it's pretty sexy. I referred to him as the Predator the first time I saw him because of his dreadlocks. Hey, he's a predator.
Abomination Gerry really is a nice guy.
No, I'm
Don't
not.
take it, but-
I'm a jackass.
Right.
Sometimes you slip and are actually nice. I've witnessed that. It's rare, but it happens. Usually when you're tired. Then you forget to be
Oh, look
yourself.
at this animal. You can relate.
Heck yeah. Fuck spiders. As
So,
if my mic is picking up strange noises, that's Loki snoring in my lap.
so your worst nightmare would be moist spider.
Fuck you, Martin. Fuck you.
God, it was bad enough last night. My wife had to put on a video about just some lady eating tarantulas. It's like, God, please, no, not while I'm eating a banana.
And let's hope that was actually a banana.
It was actually
Oh.
a banana. I had to make my
Bye-bye,
serious O face to down that.
And when, like I said, some of this stuff was shot on location in Cameroon. And Cameroon, as I said, and you might find this interesting, AJ, according to the writings of Edgar Rice Burroughs, the only place in Western Africa that matches the locations of Edgar Rice Burroughs' books is Cameroon. So Cameroon became the official location of Tarzan, and Hughes, when he directed this film, wanted to shoot in Cameroon because of that. And he did. This was shot on location in Cameroon. These scenes in particular. By the way, the guy with the pith helmet there, the English style,
Yeah.
does not die. A lot of the people in this group end up dead, but he ends up escaping. Because you hear him yell, "Get back to the boat!" Because he does show up later. He's the asshole at the museum, the curator.
Yep.
Hmm.
And the guy who tried to tell.
He also orders the shooting.
Yeah, he ordered the shooting, but with a gesture, so he can save face. And he after that he has the goal to tell Johnny that he shouldn't go back to Africa.
Yep.
Mm.
Now, this is actually a fact. After they would kill apes, they would seal. Actually, in this, they have him sticking his finger in the bullet hole. They would actually sew it and then sew the mouth all the way to one single hole, and then they would pump it full of air.
Interesting.
That is to separate the skin from the body.
Yeah.
I was hoping we'd get the scene on the boat where he's translating what the indigenous people are saying. But I think either we didn't or I didn't catch it.
Yeah, we passed it already. It happened earlier,
When he
but it's
says-
too quick.
Dinner has arrived and the Englishman is freaking out. That's not funny.
That's not funny.
No.
That made me giggle.
He says they are saying it is dinner time, or more correctly, dinner has arrived.
I don't think that's frightfully funny.
And some of the cast in this, by the way, were in his previous film, Chariots of Fire. Ian Holm and the scruffy-looking dude who has his finger in the gorilla's bullet hole. I said bullet hole.
Hole.
A lot of things I say sounds dirty.
I know.
It's scary, Tim. What do you expect?
And by the way, we did subscribe to you, Abomination, so I can check out your stuff.
And we will check out your stuff.
We will check you out.
Yes.
That's a threat.
I love this scene where he gets into the root system of this tree and hides there. But he's got that arrow in him still, and he's got to push the arrow through.
He is the only one who knows how to act in the jungle. That's why he's there. He's there as a guide to the English people because they've never been to the jungle. So
Yeah, he's Belgian, and of course they're in what was referred to back then as the Belgian Congo. Hence, jungle, Congo.
Oh, is this when he pulls the arrow out?
Well, you need to come hang out with us, Abomination. Love to have you on. If you're a friend of Zach's, you're a friend of mine. Yeah, this is where he bites his wallet.
Oh, that's so hard to watch.
That. George of the Jungle. Nice one.
George of the Jungle, watch out for that tree.
Watch out for that tree.
I actually like the Brendan Fraser film.
I did too. Man, yeah, I gotta rewatch this movie. This was such an awesome movie.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I would love to see a realistic take on it again, like this, but do the series, do each book. I think it would be great to see something like that. Because Edgar Rice Burroughs, even though it's high adventure books, there's a lot of detail in those books that are never in any of the early films. It wasn't until Greystoke where they took the time to really adapt the source material. I love this where he's like, he just passes out because the apes are like touching him. Now, at this point, you notice, unlike when he was a little kid, now he's wearing a loincloth. The reason why is because he's seen humans and has interacted with them.
And he's seen himself in that mirror thingy, so he is able
He's
to
become
figure out
very
that he's more like
self-aware
them.
Clothing, and he understands all this stuff. And I love the fact that, because in real life, if you have not spoken by the age of 5, you will never speak. But they found the loophole in this is that he's really great at mimicry, which is part of your language skills. And so therefore, he was exercising that part of his brain.
Yes, I remember that.
If you really consider it and compare it to the real cases of kids that have been found,
which is where those numbers
fairly,
come from.
It
comes from the fact that there have been children that were raised in the wild and like couldn't speak.
Yeah,
they even show that in the movie Nell.
Yes, they may learn a handful of words, but they speak only on single words. They say they don't say "I'm hungry." They only say "hungry."
Yep. It's sort of like because there was this linguist who said that if we were able to give speech to wild animals, we wouldn't understand a fucking thing they were saying because they communicate on a different level. We wouldn't know what they're saying. If they learned words, we wouldn't understand them.
Well, let me get to that. But before get to that, I want to finish the thing. John Clayton should have been a genius to recover as quickly as he did. And
clearly, yeah.
He's
now
very intelligent.
we have teach language to chimpanzees and gorillas, and once they get structured language, they can have structured thought, and they even stop seeing themselves as apes.
Yeah.
And they call them people. They call themselves people. It's,
well, I have only one word for this, my friend. What you just told us
sounds awesome.
That's
and
two
that's
words.
how we get. And that's how we get Gorilla Grog.
Well,
I have another word for
Gorilla
Martina.
Grog.
That's halftime.
It is halftime. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Meet the Seattle Vigilante. Like so many comic heroes, this warrior hides his identity. But his identity isn't the only secret he has to keep. After grievous wounds received during combat, Tier 1 operator John Russell begins to recover and comes to terms with his new reality of being an amputee. And as he learns how to use his new prosthetic limb, he finds himself caught up in the bureaucratic red tape that too many wounded veterans experience, the exhausting medboard process. Out of sheer frustration, John takes it out on the criminal scum of the city. But when reality kicks in, John realizes he started something that's having an impact on the greater world around him, and thus has to reevaluate his motives. And moreover, just how far is John willing to go to finish this war he's declared against the criminals in Seattle? And will he even survive? From the creator of IDW's award-winning graphic novel Code Word Geronimo comes a new story about a different kind of warrior, Vindicated Inc., the first of its kind disabled veteran action hero comic. The Vindicated Inc. graphic novel crowdfunding campaign on fundmycomic.com is provided in the description of this video. We hope you become a contributor. Please share this link. Thank you.
And of course, we are down to the last 6 days of the campaign. It has gotten enough to fund me to do my job, but it's not funded Richard yet. But we're going to start an Indiegogo campaign because I think we've gone as far as Fund My Comics can go on this project. But it's going really well. I'm at 101 pages now, and that's 54 pages left to go before the book is done. Yay! 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 So,
how many of those pages is Richard going to do?
Richard is supposed to do between 18 and 22 pages. I have still editing that script for him. So.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm excited for that.
Check this one.
Okay. Let me go check.
Yeah, there's been lots of stories about feral kids, like in a lot of places in the world, not just Africa.
I mean, your children.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
big time. Having to deal with one right now.
Growing up in the wilds of Canada.
Exactly.
What's that about?
On whale blubber and seal meat. Where we worship the great moose spirit and his friend the squirrel. Hey Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Whoops.
Hey, Mike, do you drink maple syrup directly from the trees up there?
I do.
Oh,
I suck those notches like you wouldn't believe. Right from the tip of a maple tree. I do.
Worst thing is,
he's from Nova Scotia. Hey.
It's right. Nobody told you. I should have told you myself.
That's where Brian's from.
Exactly.
This is the Nova Scotian accent. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is the Nova Scotian accent right here.
That's it. Show's over.
And here's where Tarzan come back after killing the fucking panther that ate his friend.
Look at his eyes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put the darkening around the eyes.
It looks so weird.
No, it does not. It enhances the
I do
intensity. You don't know what you're talking about. It shows the intenseness of his eyes. And most of his performance is his fucking eyes in this film.
Yeah. It speaks volumes. He did an amazing job on this.
It was.
Oh yes, I know this story. I know this story, Tim. Jeannie, born in 1957, is a pseudonym of the American feral child who was a victim of severe abuse, neglect, and social isolation. Yeah. It's freaky. That's abuse. Couldn't speak. Oh, wow. Look at that. All those sculpts. Yeah, this is when he falls into the water and they're like, what happened? Did he survive? He comes up and he does the Tarzan roar. Now there, right there, those are the spires I'm talking about in the film. Right there. Those are supposed to be mounds, the termite mounds, and they're not right. They're too sharp at the top.
Yeah. Agreed.
And they look like they're foam, carved from foam, which they were. It was one of the things in the film I didn't like. And then he feeds them with the
No. He's when he killed the bat chimp.
And the bat chimp. Right.
Thank you for freeing us from that asshole.
And here we have the scene with those weird looking, I don't know what the hell those things are. Striped antelope with short legs.
I think those animals are not from that region. They are savanna dwellers, not jungle dwellers.
Yeah, and that's a mistake that a lot of artists did. Even Rosetta showing him fighting lion. Lions are savanna animals, not jungle.
Yeah.
Now you can get elephants in the jungle.
Yes.
But you don't get lions. Jungle cats in Africa were jaguars and panthers.
Yeah.
But leopards are also savanna.
Hey, Courtney's in the house.
Hi, Courtney.
Yo.
Hi, Courtney.
Hey,
she's doing Fat Albert. Hey, you guys. Hey.
Hey.
I'm Fat Albert. I'm going to sing a song for you.
Yo, Gap.
The striped animals are called Letzer Kudus.
Is Gap a member of the Gap Club? Which I am?
Yes. Yes, he is.
I wouldn't know.
Nobody asked you anyway.
Stick and stone, my friend. Sticks and stones.
Stink and stones. We're going to do the Goonies. I'm telling you, we will do the Goonies one day, Courtney. Next week, we're doing another Christopher Lambert film. We're going to be doing Highlander, Tom and I. Anima, of course, will be joining us because she did watch the show and liked it. Razor.
Well, now that I got to know Tom a little bit, I'm not as intimidated. So yes, I'm coming in the Tom and Gary shows too, not just the regular Saturday.
Just like me.
He made me so nervous at the beginning because Midnight's Edge is so big. I was like, I can't be on a panel with that dude. He's
we hung out last night on Loki's channel for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We had a blast.
Oh, did you go there? Good.
Yeah.
I could do that. I just never been.
You could do what?
Be on that show.
Yeah, but they don't want you on there.
Yeah, I know. Bastards. If only someone could put in a good word for me. No, I'm kidding.
I'll ask someone if they would.
Okay.
I know he's nice, Courtney. He started asking at some point, how come I'm never on the shows when he's there? So I was like,
Well, this is the weird thing. It's a good question because this is something that both Anna and I noticed that he should actually have a beard.
Yeah. Also,
I've always wondered
the
about
length
that.
of his hair varies, and he has no ways to cut his hair in the jungle. But his hair is a different length at different times, and should just be getting longer as he ages.
Why are two men shaving in the woods? There's just something kinky about that.
Brokeback.
And this is
The
a great scene
prequel.
with the elephant. I just think this is so cool that he's climbing on this carcass of this elephant.
I don't even want to think of the smell because that thing is half rotten.
Oh, it's already past
Ooh,
smell.
yeah.
It wouldn't smell anymore.
Okay.
It would just smell like the jungle floor at that point.
Okay. Hi, Beckman's
Hey,
girl.
Peter.
Bickman's girl is here. Hey, what's up? Oh yeah, Tom played some funny songs last night. Jokingly, Loki says, "Welcome to Mead Radio." He played so much music last night.
God.
How would he know how to do that, though? He
It's
copies
a
what
knife.
he's seeing. He copies
it's
what
a
he's
knife.
seeing. He's not
Everything
seeing
he
people
does is
trim
mimicry.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't have seen people cut their hair in the jungle. So he wouldn't even get the idea to do that. Not everything is explainable. in this
I
movie.
really felt that they should have had facial hair on him,
Yeah.
Yeah, that make a lot more sense.
and then it would
Enough
make
to make him
sense
look
him
wild.
shaving. It would have made sense him shaving.
Yeah.
I think it's just a directorial mistake.
It's one of the little nitpicks, but overall, I love this movie.
I got to tell you something. It really does surprise me after winning the Oscar with Vangelis doing the soundtrack for Chariots of Fire. I was a little surprised that he went with somebody else for this.
I think he wanted Vangelis, but for some reason it didn't work out.
And I am curious what his soundtrack would have been, because I love Vangelis, or as
Yeah,
some
me
people
too.
call him,
Yeah.
Vangelis. But it's the same person.
I really like his music.
Oh.
However, I don't think it may have worked well with this. Orchestral music was the best choice for this
He would
type
have
of
gone
movie.
more for, I guarantee you, in England, he would have had a different score from what he had here in the jungle. But he would have found a theme for Tarzan himself. He would have had a theme.
Hey, Parrot Head.
Christopher Lambert is blind, and a lot of people don't know this. That's why his eyes are slightly crossed. And he wears really thick glasses. And he did all these scenes without those glasses, which is why there are so many reports of him getting injured on movie sets doing stunts. Because
especially in Highlander.
yeah, he almost got his fingers cut off. He almost lost his thumb. That was what it was, the thumb. In Highlander 2.
I didn't know that.
Gary had found it. He wanted to go with Vangelis, but he was experiencing writer's block. So John Scott took over. He did want him, but he couldn't do it.
He was probably trying to find what would be the theme. And I would have
And he
gone
couldn't.
for a lot of more traditional instruments. I would have found a way to, especially for all the, we lost Mike.
Yes.
He's
having bad
difficulties
connection.
with his-
I heard him say right, and then he was gone.
He has a bad connection. Canadian internet.
Canadians.
I know.
And that crappy internet.
Yeah.
Canadians who live in the country of Canada.
I blame
Look-
Justin.
Look at that. Just another Viennese supremacist.
Fuck off,
Now
Marty.
here's another scene that was
Wow,
shot in,
Martin.
this was a scene that was shot in Africa.
Right.
All of the Africa scenes that were actual exteriors were shot in Cameroon. Now this leads to a really funny moment as they go into this bar hotel, which really the dregs of society from England would be living there in Australia, that nobody of any repute would be in this village. So when they come in there and they see Lambert holding Ian Holm's hand, they just assume, they assume there's a little something going on here. Now, I will point out that in this scene, you have some interesting actors in this scene. You've got Richard Griffiths again, who plays the captain. You have David Suchet, best known for playing Poirot, and the lead terrorist on the in the movie Executive Orders, where they're on the plane with Kurt Russell.
Oh yes, that's where I see it. That guy.
And there's another actor here. I can't remember his name, and I cannot find him. That dude right there that's cranking up the Victrola. He was in quite a few films.
Shanatsky's in the house.
Shanatsky, what's up, buddy? Why aren't you joining us? So you got a half-naked Belgian and a young man. So they just automatically assume there's something going on.
Tension.
A young man who barely speaks, I might add. So yeah, that must.
Yes, he has profound myopia. That's right.
Yeah.
And he wears thick glasses and is blind without them.
Wow.
And he's also in the movie The Hunted, where again swordplay comes into play. Swordplay comes into play.
Amazing.
It's just sword fighting comes into play. This is what I should have said.
Yeah. However, in that one, he's not a master of combat.
Allow myself to introduce myself. It's one of those moments.
In Hunted, he plays someone who is barely learning to hold a sword.
Yep. By the way, there's David Suchet again. Great fucking actor right there.
Intense eyes.
Yeah.
Very intense eyes.
Well,
Shanatsky.
Somebody just
get your coffee and jump on the panel, Shen.
Do it.
Do it now.
That's Emperor Palpatine.
No, that was supposed to be Arnold, but okay.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
Oh, the match. That was funny too.
Yeah.
Fire.
So pretty. Ow.
Come, sit down, Capitan.
Okay, Reinald gave us the nominations of this movie.
He said he sent me something else. Who said?
Yeah, he's going through all the trivia.
Oh, Parrothead did. I got to go over Twitter. Hold on, dude. I'm not on Twitter right now. It was nominated for a lot of awards, not just the Oscars. But the fact is that, like, the only thing I think it won was in the New York Critics Circle. It won. Sir Ralph Richardson posthumously won Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor.
Best Makeup Artist, BAFTA Film Award. They also won that.
Oh yes, I've read this before, Parrothead. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for sending it.
They also won Technical Achievement.
He also has a very strange thing going on with his skin that you start noticing when he got close to his 40s. It's really bizarre looking.
Huh.
Here, let me show you a close-up. Open image in new tab. There we
Pause
go. Can I
this.
save this? Save image.
Whose phone is
Somebody
that?
keeps calling me.
Must be the doctor or
Yeah.
No, I got to take
pharmacy.
this call.
Okay.
So we'll
So I
fake
guess
it
someone
by
else-
the way.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's continue with the slash.
There was a little Spanish.
Yeah, we're only
lady.
halfway through, and we have like 40 minutes left. Regular
Yeah.
time.
Well,
record
it's Saturday.
here. We
You know, we always go a little longer on Saturdays. So,
And it's exhausting when it goes past my midnight, I have to say.
all right, that is true.
Yeah, the beauty sleep and all.
I don't
You are in
need
the
that.
fucking time
How
zone.
dare you, Mike?
I
Fuck you.
meant that in a good way.
Yeah,
You gotta get your beauty sleep.
I'm surrounded by dicks.
Gee, well,
Well, look at the panel.
maybe
I
not
know.
in close proximity, but I mean, I try.
How-
I don't know.
How do you
Somebody's
call
gotta
it?
fill in for
The
Gary.
sausage fest?
Yeah, I'm the breaker of the sausage fest here on Pop Culture Minefield
Yes.
because I'm the only one.
Ah,
We are
yeah,
diverse,
the old
people.
man here.
We have Keith is representing
Yes.
Black, Martine is representing South American, and I'm both the female
Yep.
and European. So there you go.
Oh,
And
They're
that's a
rich,
good boy.
yeah,
of people.
you will get what you wish.
Good
Janotsky.
boy, Shanatsky.
man,
Ugh.
good. It's always good to have you.
That is true.
Did you take your breakfast already?
Ugh.
I think not.
I'll take that
Sounds
as a
like
partial
he's-
yes.
He's still in the early stages of having coffee, I think.
I'm
Ah,
returning from primordial man to civilized man, much like Tarzan. Ugh.
There you go,
Ugh.
fits.
oh, that whiskey ain't gonna stay down. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, she's not a
you get
token
me,
girl.
Courtney.
Well, Courtney, you can get in between. I mean, I'm sure there's room.
Yeah, we like you, Courtney.
Even though I'm a damn Canuck.
Why did that ever Canuck become a thing for Canadian?
We like to catch people off guard, so we made up a word. And it was Canuck. And it just sounded playful.
If you say so.
So did he start
No, I haven't finished that yet.
confusing John for his son right at the beginning, or is that?
Oh
just
yeah, because he's
happening?
already in the beginning stages of dementia,
Yeah.
or it's either dementia or organic brain disease, which is common as you're getting old, especially back then. And there, of course, that's the curator that survived the attack, and by fleeing to the boat.
Miraculously.
Yes, run away.
And he never went
Possible
back to check if
inbreeding
anybody
doesn't
else
help either.
survived. Ah,
And there's that ring from when she was a little girl, thought she was going to marry Uncle Jack.
such a weird ring.
It's a kiddie's ring.
Hello. My name is Hugo Montoya.
Inigo
Inigo
Montoya.
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 If it's Lambert, you gotta be super earthy. Oh. My name
Oh,
is
hello,
Inigo
Inigo Montoya.
Montoya.
The real name would be Inigo Montoya.
Who killed my
Inigo.
father. Prepared to die.
Best line
like
in the
that.
film, though, isn't that one. It's when he has him cornered against that table. He's cut both sides of his face to match his own scars.
Yeah.
He says, offer me anything. I will give you anything.
Yeah.
Give me,
I want my father
give me
back,
back
you
my
son
father,
of a
you
bitch.
son of a bitch. And then
Yeah.
stabs him. I'm like, yeah.
Skewers him.
Do it. Yes. By the way, this episode is brought to you by 1970s Dumb pudding in a can.
I remember that.
Yeah. You weren't
Yeah.
a kid in the 70s unless you cut your tongue on a fucking can lid trying to lick off the pudding.
And I did.
I did too. Every kid
You
did.
Yep.
animals.
Yes.
How many taste buds
we
did
were
those
boys.
murder?
It's
like a
really good. It's the same
prerequisite.
stuff they make today. Instant pudding that they put in the cups. Same thing.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just
so good.
back then they put them in a can. They didn't have plastic use of plastic like they do today. But here we go. If you look at this, you can really see there is this weird effect on his skin, like where the shine is. You can really see it there if you look at it. Let me see if I can get an even larger one. Let me just
wow.
I'll take that picture down, share my screen, present, share.
He almost
screen.
looks like Megamind.
Oh.
This started in his 40s, and I started noticing it in film as we there's this strange cracking that's vertical on his skin.
Oh yeah.
And it's everywhere on his face, almost like a burn victim scars. And
That's
I always
weird.
thought that was really strange. And I started noticing it because I'm an artist. I look at everything on a person's face. And I noticed very early on him that he had these weird lines in his head that went vertical.
That is weird.
See him?
Yeah.
There's striated lines in his skin. And I always thought, did he have like some sort of weird condition?
It would be nice if he makes a cameo in the new Highlander.
I'm hoping so.
Oh, that
I'm hoping anybody who's alive makes a cameo.
And by the way, speaking of Inigo Montoya,
My true name is Inigo Montoya.
They better have Sean Connery's decapitated head, god damn it, in the new Highlander.
God, no. Oh,
I hope they bring up Planet Zeist as a joke.
I do, yeah.
Just as a joke. It's like, what do you think we are, from an alien planet? Like Zeist or something?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing where he starts with it. It's like, my name is Conor McLeod from the planet Zeist.
Yeah, right.
And then bursts out with laughter.
By the way,
going.
everybody that grew up in the 60s and 70s did that with a 9-volt battery Parrot head. We all did. I got tricked into doing it with one of the big batteries.
That explains so much, Gary.
And I never trusted my brothers again after that.
I gotta try that.
You go, oh, you think that's cool? Try it with this one.
Look at that car. They had style back then.
And of course, that's James Fox playing the guy driving the car. He's an asshole. There he is.
Yeah, as most British people are.
But that scene is great when he just picks up the plate and starts drinking the soup to not make him feel stupid. I like that.
you have weird pastimes.
I'm going to show you real quick. This is who he is. That guy right there is the brother of this gentleman right here in real life. Edward Fox.
Oh.
He's the actor from Force 10 from Navarone. Best known for the Oscar-winning film Day of the Jackal. He was the assassin, the Jackal.
Oh.
And I don't know if he's still alive. I think James is still alive. Let me go check and see.
I do miss Ian Holmes. He was always
He
great.
is still alive. He is 87 years old.
Wow.
He lives in London. And I do believe James is alive too. I think I checked previously. Yeah, he's 84 years old. Bounding into Comics posted this just now. I got to share this. Here you go. Hakan Jarl, Viking warrior who ruled Norway from 975 to 995, and in the Netflix historically stunning and brave adaptation.
Hi, John.
Hello, John.
So
and
accurate.
you're muted.
Das Wolfen.
I know you did that on purpose, Martin, but let's just pretend you didn't.
Sorry, I was muted because I hadn't switched over to the headphones, so I didn't want it to echo.
Okay.
That's you need an injection of caffeine.
Oh yeah.
Into my veins.
Yeah,
Yep.
you need caffeine
Like-
ID.
Like Homer Simpson, like Barney.
Yeah.
He who is tired of coffee is tired of life.
Oh man, this scene is.
Oh yeah, such a sweet gift. Mirror.
He has,
Lisa.
but he has that separation anxiety because you know, of what
He's
been
losing
experiencing.
everybody.
Everyone he cares about gets killed.
Yeah.
Or just dies.
Or leaves.
And you know, and Sir Ralph Richardson really isn't in that much of the film, percentage wise. But man, he stole the show.
You need a little army just to keep that house clean.
Well, that's what they did. They had an army. The whole story of Upstairs, Downstairs about places like that. Downton Abbey touches on it a lot too, but really Upstairs, Downstairs is always the best story of running an estate like that.
You think with what we have now, like, hey, what if someone decided to do a Tarzan series and they just adapted all the books?
Well, we brought that up already. That
Okay.
it would be really nice to see them make a film, and each film is based on one of the books. Is an adaptation of the book. It would be really nice because this is the first film right here that really tried to adapt the Tarzan story.
Nice.
Man, this guy talking about the people and loved one he lost. He even lost his ape father twice. Twice, for Christ's sake.
Well, they can do the first 11 books of Tarzan because they're in public domain.
Well, I'm just saying that's 11 movies.
Yeah.
That's more than most franchises.
By the time they got to the 11th, the rest would probably be in the public domain. So,
yeah.
Well, no, the last book was written in 65.
Yeah. Oh no, you have to pay for the rights for one book after making several movies. Oh no.
Yeah.
And you could not make a movie like this today, not with naked kids.
Well, I mean, the way Hollywood is.
If you put it in Disney, you can have
Are you
naked kids.
kidding? They would be producers would be lying around the block in Hollywood to get that greenlit.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that. That's such sad truth.
Plus, on top of that, in this day and age, they would make Tarzan some trans-abled Asian woman with
Lisa would be Tarzan.
yeah. Jane would be, some big, I don't know, African American guy in a wheelchair that's also trans.
You see, Parrot is with me.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Jane would know more than Tarzan, despite never having been in the jungle, and he would somehow be a miracle he was still alive, despite having grown up in said jungle, and thus should be dead if he didn't know what he was doing.
That's pretty much it. Oh,
no,
you
it's
silly
the
man. Let me
the
show
woman
you how to
ape.
actually crack a coconut.
The woman ape would have been the one taking care of him.
Of course, yeah.
Oh man, I like how the way she rejects him. She go an extra mile. She goes, no, absolutely not. Oh my god, woman have a heart.
I've seen a man kill a lion with his bare hands. You're nothing like him.
Yeah, they actually have kids in the books. I'm trying to remember. It's been forever since I got.
I do believe that was where the boy came from, the son.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my
That would
God.
happen paired to him. Yep.
Well,
he's not wrong.
They've got Zorro. They've already made Zorro gay, so they might as well make Tarzan gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I got to tell you, there was a previously gay Zorro. It was called Zorro the Gay Blade with
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
George Hamilton, and it was a comedy, and it's hilarious.
No, it is.
By the way, here you go. That is the estate.
Wow.
This is the Blenheim Palace in Woodstock, Oxfordshire.
Wow.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have to mow those lawns.
That would
I
take
am
an
charging
army again.
And
to
clean the
take care of this
windows.
ground.
I would charge 1,000 an hour.
I wouldn't think there's much room in that place.
And now the Charles is beating up the poor boy because he's angry because he got rejected.
His fifis got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the boy is retarded, and that just adds to his anger that he doesn't get what he wants him to do. And every time he's emotional, he goes back to ape behavior. And that's what he does here, and it's
yes, whatever emotion, happiness, sadness, anger, he always revert to ape.
And he just throws the rock at the car. That was great.
That's right. Tarzan goes ape shit.
Exactly. You were waiting to use that, I can tell.
No, it was just begging to be said. The way you guys were talking about, I'm like, it's like he goes ape. I mean, come on, guys. He goes, okay, nobody's going to do it. I'll do it.
Fine.
Go read. It's his twin brother. The real Zorro. He breaks a leg, I think. Yeah, and needs to be replaced temporarily.
Yeah.
And suddenly Zorro's running around in mauve
in a pink suit.
Wow.
George Hamilton is such an underrated actor. I've always enjoyed him in movies, man. I mean, he was our first Evel Knievel. He played Evel Knievel in the movie Evel Knievel.
Nice.
That was back before his addiction to tanning salons.
Was it? Because I think he's always been addicted to tanning. That guy, I swear to God, I said he's not going to die. He's just simply going to just one day be a tanned husk.
Yeah.
And someone's going to realize, oh, he's not alive anymore. That looks fantastic.
He's just well preserved.
That's right.
All the life was baked out of him.
Oh, man.
We have a new person in the chat.
Ooh.
Max Demon, welcome to the Madhouse.
Hello.
Gary, would you say he goes ape shit because he's in a monkey suit?
No, allow me.
Wait, I'm contractually obligated to cause this once a show.
Yeah, where's Keith when you need him for that noise?
Yeah.
There. Oh man.
This
God,
is
she's
why
so
we love you,
gorgeous.
Martin, because you're so good at doing everything.
grandparent, shipping them both.
What a pro!
Celebrating the Christmas. Everybody, everything is.
By the way, there are
happiness.
rumors coming out, guys, that some people believe that the account that said those negative things about cops and stuff from Alan Richardson was a bogus account. So we'll see. I told the guy, I said, it'll all come out in the wash eventually. We'll know.
It's easy enough to believe. So,
yeah,
I am checking my twatters.
Yeah, an awful lot of
Hey, Deadman.
Hi,
mystery.
Oh my God! How dare you, Parrot Head? That milkmaid photo is just horrible, dude. You messed up, man. Living color George Hamilton luggage is what he sent me.
Oh boy!
Oh,
It's Jim Carrey as George Hamilton. I've seen this.
Yeah, we'll address that once the slideshow's over. That was a fucked up thing to do to her.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I found a short video where she's talking about that. We can't hear
We have no audio.
Oh, no audio?
Nope.
Nope.
Somehow it turned off. It'll do that.
It knows. It's thinking.
Well, I didn't make it earlier because I was
with
in
a little
Godzilla.
drop from that
So
hole in the ozone, over the years, my epidermal layer has gotten so thick and leathery that, quite frankly, it's as dead as my career. That's why today I'm offering directly to you the George Hamilton luggage collection. How do I know it's good? Because it's made out of my skin.
I remember when that aired.
Oh man, I forgot about that.
You were saying, John?
oh, I finally got to see Godzilla.
Oh, -1?
Did you?
Yeah.
Or the
no,
new one?
Godzilla X Kong.
What'd you think?
Oh, I loved it. I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there's some scenes that are definitely really awesome, and the humans don't get in the way of the story.
Oh, thank God.
Good. They fixed it from last time.
So if you hate little Kong children, you're going to love this movie.
Yeah, Baby Kong gets the crap kicked out of him.
Mainly by Kong.
By Kong and Scar.
All right, this is Sir Ralph Richardson's death scene. He slid down the stairs and conked his head. So he's talking to John, his last words.
Jack.
And then he dies, and then he does it again. He grabs his hand and puts it on his head.
That was so heartbreaking, that scene. And he's clearly thinking he's his son and not his grandson as he's dying.
Yeah, Jack. Jack is what he called his son. That's it. And in real life, he would be dead just a few months later.
Yeah. He wasn't in top shape.
Yeah, so it's a mercy death.
Well, the gentleman was in his late 60s, I think.
Jesus Christ, dude. What?
Wasn't he in his late 60s?
No.
No, well,
Not that old.
the actor or the character?
The actor.
Should be.
The actor.
Oh, the actor, because the character should be nearly 80.
Yeah.
He was in his 80s. He's not in his fucking 60s. Jesus
He
Christ.
was in his really late 60s.
60s twice over.
Yeah, he was
Wow.
80. He was 81 years old when he died.
Well, he was in 60 plus 20.
Well, all I can think of is the picture of Paul Rudd and Wilford Brimley from Contact, and they're both 52.
Wait a minute, who?
Paul Rudd.
Not Wilford Brimley. What's his name?
Diabetes.
Diabetes guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Diabetes.
The postmaster in Seinfeld.
Yeah, he's the same age as Paul Rudd is now at 52, and Paul Rudd looks like he's 30.
Yeah.
Well, I'll raise you Ernie Hudson.
Yeah,
God,
Ernie Hudson made
This
a deal
is sad
with
too
some.
because he goes up to her hand, up to the painting in her hand, trying to reach out to it.
See, when you get a certain parties in the Hollywood, when you drink virgin blood, you just stop aging. It's what happens.
Ace Ventura Tarzan crossover. Oh my god!
Make it
Wasn't that
happen.
basically Ace Ventura too.
Reed, did you like the new Godzilla film too? He went to see it. Ironcaster is here, buddy. What's up?
Ooh, hey man.
It's basically a kaiju superhero film.
Hope you're feeling better.
Well, here's something interesting, and you're going to find out when we show the videos later. Interviews with Christopher Lambert and Andie MacDowell about this movie. And her voice is in the film, but not as Jane. She was destroyed when they dubbed her because nobody told her.
She even had a language coach and everything, and nobody let her know that there was a problem. So she was broken when she found that out. What a fucked up thing to do. I mean,
that's a shame.
Not without telling her. You know, they should have told her.
Yeah.
Same thing with David Prost. He knew about James Earl Jones watching the movie.
And George Lucas said that they had planned to dub him all along. That they didn't want Darth Vader with a Surrey accent.
Well, have you seen the footage with the original audio?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Take her away. You are part of the Rebel Alliance and the traitor.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that both female actors that play Jane in this have men's first names.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Actually,
Good
the one I
point.
love
Jeez,
more.
I never really noticed that.
The one I love more in Star Wars is actually the Chewie's actor in the suit talking.
Oh, Peter Mayhew. Yeah,
that's great.
What a crusty old man!
Hey, hello, John. John Chipotle is here.
Yo, John.
hey, Onion.
Oh, Chipola. Here you go. This show is brought to you by when you realize your streaming services cost more than cable did and you're still watching commercials. This deal is getting worse all the time.
The only pause that we've gotten from streaming is that you can pause. That's about it now.
Yep.
The best thing about
I'm going to
streaming
go a
is you
little
can
ape
watch-
shit on you here, Jane. So this is where we fuck. Just letting you know. You're going to be having sex with a primate.
Time to get my freaky on.
No sex, please. We're British.
Bye, Courtney.
It was very tasteful the way they did this. Bye, Courtney.
And she's not British, she's American.
Oh, no, it's totally because Schwarzenegger has a rural accent.
Yeah.
Very farmer. What we would call here in the United States a redneck accent.
Yeah.
I'm Austrian, and it's not pretty, that dialect.
It ain't.
It is not.
No.
Austrians make fun of it all the time. So German people would have been so upset because they wouldn't be able to understand him.
Oh, yeah.
It absolutely made sense not to have him back
Again.
stuff.
Because my dad is from, yeah. Because my dad's from the city in Graz, he didn't have that drawl, Austrian drawl kind of thing. So,
well, one thing's for sure, you definitely don't want to upset Germany. They have a tendency to invade when you do that.
Could you imagine if he had the southern accent in his actual movies, like just Terminator was like, "I'll be back." Fuck you, asshole.
I'm Bobinator.
I'm the Terminator.
Get down,
baby. Get down.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah. What is
Are you okay, Shinotsky?
I know. What is this show devolved into right now?
I don't know.
We've gone ape shit. Full circle.
Now, the thing that bothers Greystoke here is it's a social criticism of the British here, of that period, that this room is filled with nothing but dead things, and it freaks Tarzan out.
Yep. And I totally get that, considering everybody that he's lost in his life, to be further.
The only thing left alive is his dad.
Yeah.
His ape dad, who was forced to leave the tribe.
Yeah.
He also can't grasp the concept of a museum. Growing up in the jungle. This makes no sense to him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they even killed the jungle.
Oh yeah. And then he comes across the red shirt ape.
I don't know why vivisection even was a thing. Why do they need to be alive when you take them apart? Just kill them first.
See how the organs work.
It's for science.
They figured out how human organs work without.
She blinded me with science. Absolutely one of my favorite 80s songs.
Adema, do you really think we didn't practice vivisection on humans? So you really think that?
It's even worse. The career of grave robbing had a big boom because of academia. They would literally just hire people out. And there were some areas where it was so bad, literally as soon as the person was buried, the grave would be dug out that next morning.
They had to. They had no other way of getting bodies because it was illegal to give your body to medicine.
And
well, wasn't
now
until later.
That's why you also had prisoners too that sometimes were delivered.
Yeah.
And he found out his father. And the father looks at him like, you sold out. You're one of them.
I love this.
And he looks at him, no, I'm still your little monkey. Come with me.
And everyone goes berserk.
Well, a chimp going rogue in the middle of a city?
Well, I wouldn't call it rogue.
Yeah, because
they were all scared.
All these prim and proper people would just think, oh, it's a novelty. Oh, look at this. An ape prancing around London. Oh, my gosh. I never thought I'd see the day.
He's with a keeper of sorts.
Yeah.
This is a guy in a suit, right, with them? Because they did a really good job on it.
It'd be more funny if the ape talked back like Baldric from Blackadder. Yeah. What do you say here, Mr. Blackadder? You just take your standard vomit and then you let it curry around a few hours in the puddle. And then
he's telling him, jump to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and this is where the guy's already aiming a weapon at him right now, and then the curator gives him the signal, and they shoot him.
I believe I can fly.
Shut up.
Oh, come on.
He could for about 3.2 seconds.
I'm flying. Oh, wait, no, I'm falling.
It was the original Harambe.
I think I can.
Yes.
Oh, maybe not.
Because the order to open fire was silent. Was with a
Yeah, he didn't
gesture.
say to fire. He gestures to him to fire. Or would you say gesticulates?
Well, he was a dick, so.
True.
It's just decide, hey, he's actually happy. I can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the motherfuckers. He doesn't take responsibility. He said, "Oh no, it was the keeper who fired." Yeah, you gave the order.
Yep. How typical.
He's so pissed with British people.
I'm trying to remember. Did he gesture with his head or with his hand?
With his head.
I think.
With his head.
I think it was
okay. So he
with his head.
gestured. And John just tells him, "I can't stay here."
Yeah, that was the final straw.
This place.
He doesn't belong.
Yeah, it's everybody deciding for him without asking.
Douchebags.
Somebody has background noise.
Not me.
Oh.
I'm
Maybe
in
me?
Canada.
In Canada.
Oh.
Blame Canada.
I do blame Canada, so thank you for confirming.
You're welcome. And that was my civic duty of the day.
It's like civic duty. As soon as you get sick, the doctor tells you, I got good news and bad news. The good news is there's a cure. The bad news is it's in a pod and you have to kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. That's our rules now.
I never thought Futurama would seem saner. Because at least they're not mandating people use the booths.
True, but we like to keep on top of things in Canada. So,
Is that why you have so many kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That's why we're north of you. We're on top.
What does that mean? That Mexicans are our kids?
Yes. They're the dribble that comes out.
The run off down your thigh.
That's right.
Terrible, dude.
Oh,
terrible.
I know.
So in essence, Canadians realized things were getting really bad in the United States, and they were afraid that we would just start hopping the border into Canada like Mexico did with us. So they were like, how do we do that? We have to make things worse so they don't want to come here.
Exactly. See, now you get it.
I don't know why, but there's that meme, that meme video where it shows a dog and a cat at a distance from another hey, what's your name, Chuck, or whatever it is. It ends up with like, fuck you. That's what this feels like, this scene with his dad. I mean, one of the members of his tribe. This scene.
How's everyone?
Like kudzu.
Hey, it's Bob from accounting.
So you can see the striation lines on his face already starting. He's in his 20s at this point. Not the fake scars. I'm talking about the striations in the skin.
Yeah.
Center of the forehead.
And there's a good rendition of Bob Ross.
A happy little tree. And a happy little tree. And a happy little tree.
I just love these happy little accidents, and you just paint those bushes away with.
Okay, I found it. Here we go. I'm
There
going
we
to
go.
pause
There
this
we go.
ending here. Right when you
Okay.
see the ape looking at him, this video pops into my mind, and it just cracks me up every single time.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! Ezekiel! Fuck you, Ezekiel! Fuck you!
that is a relationship there, and you can sense the deep love between them.
I know.
Exactly.
It's just fucking funny.
Oh,
I miss Ian Holm. We lost him a couple years ago.
Oh man, if Lord of War, I love him in.
He's just such a good. I mean, he's forever Ash.
Yeah,
from Alien.
Yeah.
Cyber priest Ash Cornelius.
I don't know what he said. Do you guys have any idea what he said?
Ash Cornelius.
Something Cornelius.
Something Cornelius. Yeah.
Cyber priest.
Cyber priest. Is that what he said, John? Thank you. So that's it, guys, for the slideshow. I'm going to show these videos now. Interviews with Andie MacDowell and with Christopher Lambert. And what I found interesting with this interview with Christopher Lambert in particular is how thick his accent was at that time. Because as his acting career progressed, he would practically lose the accent. And in fact, losing the accent when he became an American movie star, he went from Christopher Lambert to Christopher Lambert. He changed his name.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to pronounce it correctly anyway. So he went and Americanized it.
I can say Lambert.
Yeah, that's not the right way to pronounce it. It's Lambert.
Oh my God, don't
Lambert.
fucking care. Jesus Christ.
See, that's why he changed his name.
She's
There
allowed
you
to
go.
correct me. She's
It's
European.
not why he did. He wanted to Americanize his
I
name.
know.
Europeans,
Christopher
man.
Lamb Chop. There we go.
Christopher Lamb Chop. Here's the video. And you can see his eyes are
Well,
crossed.
Christopher, I was able to
this
see the
interview.
movie last night, and
Also, it is
Yeah.
really annoying when you say somebody's first name too many times during
All
an
the
interview.
time. And she
I
thinks
have to
that's
be
being
honest
a
with you
good
now and tell you
journalist. It's not.
that as a kid growing up, I was never into the Tarzan thing. I was more the Bambi Lassie type. But my brothers were big into Tarzan.
I'm so glad she laughed at her own joke.
But I sat there
Yeah.
last night, Christopher, I have to tell you, and I was totally immersed and mesmerized with this film.
Yeah.
So I hope that bodes well for the success of the picture.
I hope too. I mean, I couldn't say I don't hope then. But
Because you have everything, excuse me, everything to gain or to lose. But now, also while I was sitting there watching the film, much of which was filmed in West Africa, I've always said that I marvel that any film ever gets finished. I've been on lots of locations, lots of sets. But looking at your picture, I just can't believe what you people must have gone through to do that. Was there ever a time, Christopher, when you said to yourself, what in the world am I doing here?
Not when I was in Cameroon. I asked myself what I was doing here the first time I was facing, when we started training, when we started chimping, to learn the chimp behavior. When I was facing another human being going hoo-hoo, and you think, but how am I going to do it? How am I going to forget about myself and just be an animal? And the first months I couldn't believe it. That was probably the most difficult side of it, is to forget about yourself and just be an animal. And
what was that gave you any confidence at all in doing that, Christopher?
Confident in what way?
In doing the animal behavior. Who gave you confidence, or what kept you going?
Just because, we were about 15 people doing the same thing, but they were, in some ways, they were a bit more trained than me because they were gymnasts and, people a bit used to not restrain themselves. And but after a month, we were on the same kind of level, and everybody was very nice with me. And it's just because you start thinking, if I suddenly chimp, people are going to laugh at me. But as we were doing the same thing, nobody was laughing. And after a month, a couple of months, we were chimps. And we weren't speaking English anymore. We were just speaking chimp. And it was, I don't know. It was strange.
Another thing now that is interesting to me as I listen to you is that you do have a French accent because you are born of French parents, brought up in Switzerland, so of course you speak English with a French accent. But in the movie, we hear none of the French accent.
That was a big part of the training. That was very important for Hugh Hudson, that this guy could cope with the English language, and that he can speak French, he can speak English with a French accent at the beginning because he explores Belgium. But then as soon as he is in Scotland, he can cope with the English accent because he's got a good ear. And that was very, very important for Hugh, and we trained about a couple of hours every day on the English intonation, just that I would be able to cope with it.
And then once the movie was over, you went back to your French accent.
I went back to, yeah. It was a kind of relief because the English accent is very difficult. Just the intonation is
I can relate.
I don't know, it's difficult to say that I don't like the sound. It's just, I probably don't like it because it's difficult to cope with.
Yes, you're more comfortable this way. Anyway, this is charming. Don't change it. Tell me, Christopher, when you had to be in West Africa, what are some of the physical hardships you endured?
It wasn't really physical. It was mentally. It was very difficult. I would say that it was probably much more difficult physically for all the crew, for all the guys who were working in the jungle and not used to it. The jungle, what I felt about the jungle, it was a kind of oppression, a danger, something very dangerous that you can't see. And then mentally it was harder for me than physically.
But were there any problems with snakes and bugs and all the critters of the jungle?
Yeah, bugs, mainly bugs. We saw a snake once, but then you start thinking, my God, I must be surrounded by snakes. But as long as you don't see the animal, it's okay. It's when you start seeing them, then you... And about the bugs, it's, when you're bitten, you start thinking, is it a good bug or a bad bug, or am I going to die, or is it... But we had no accident. We were very lucky in that way.
I can't believe it. No accidents?
Nothing, no, nothing. Just blisters and little things, but...
People, though, getting ill, some?
Yeah, some of them. Some people were eating raw meat in the middle of Cameroon. Then, of course, they were very sick. But, as long as you stick to steaks, and that's okay.
And what about the people who had to wear the chimp suits in the
That was
heat?
Physically terrible for them. Because, the suit was quite heavy. They had, heads. And, we couldn't shoot more than 5 minutes each time. And they had to rest about 10 or 15 minutes between each takes. Because it must have been very difficult for them.
Did you have to do any of your own stunts, swinging around on the vines and
Yeah,
that?
well, that was part of the training during the 6 months training, to know how to swing. And it was the last couple of days of shooting that in case of accident, everything was in the box. And then that was...
Christopher, as this role now is quite likely going to, make you an international star. And what thoughts do you have now about that and how that's going to change your life?
I didn't really think about it, but if I had one thing I would like to keep, one dream I would like to keep is to try to remain normal and to try to cope with it in a humble way. Like, I don't feel I'm doing a job apart of the others. I just have the luck to do what I love to do. And as I feel really lucky about it, I want to be respectful in front of that. But we'll see. It's easy to say when you haven't reached it.
Well, Christopher, let's hope the picture does really well, and I'm sure that it's going to be good for you. And I thank you very much for giving of your time to come here and talk with us today. And come to Texas to see us, will you?
I'll really hope to come to Dallas because I've got some friends I want to see in Dallas.
Very good. See you there.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, Christopher.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's a much better interviewee than she is an interviewer. He put out some really good information there that I've never heard before. Anybody? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Yeah, it's definitely really annoying when somebody repeats your name constantly over and over and over
my
and over
God,
again.
yeah, right?
Wasn't it?
So Christopher, can I call you Christopher? So Christopher, can you tell me when Christopher acted like Christopher in the movie starring Christopher?
Dude,
Yeah,
that was
Gary,
the third
don't you hate
time.
when people say
That was
Gary
the
all the
third time I
time?
was watching that today, and I cannot do anymore.
So, but anyway, good interview. I love Christopher Lambert. His accent was so much thicker there than what I'm used to hearing him. And right after he did Tarzan, he went back to Europe and made a film with I just forgot his name that made Leon the Professional.
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson. He made the film Subway after he made Tarzan.
Yes.
And very good punk sci-fi film. Now here's the interview with Andie MacDowell.
It wasn't.
Wait.
I think because of what happened.
What?
We have a comment on Rumble.
Oh.
Yes, from Peter Skull 67. I'm posting it here in quotation. So it's clear to the world we're not stealing his words. Here we go. Anytime soon. Yes. His wife was the villain.
She was the villain in The World Isn't Enough. The one Bond killed at the end in her. Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Okay.
He was also married to Diane Lane at one point.
Yes. This is interesting. Diane Lane claims that she knew of his existence watching the movie, watching Greystoke, and she was in the middle of the presentation, and she told to herself, "I have to marry this guy."
That's cute.
Yeah.
And a little bit stalkery, but you know what? So here we go. Andie MacDowell's interview where she talks about being dubbed.
Greystoke. I made a decision that I was going to prove myself. It was funny because, see, we'll tell the kids what happened.
Here's the Greystoke story. It's amazing.
The Greystoke story. When I was 23, I got cast in a huge movie, gigantic movie.
Hugh Hudson had just won the Oscar for Chariots of Fire.
It couldn't be any bigger. And worked with Sir Ralph Richardson, who they don't know either.
Who got a posthumous Oscar nomination for this film.
But anyway, I was
It was a Tarzan story.
Tarzan
and you were
story.
Jane.
And I was Jane. And I did it. And during no one ever told me there was a problem when we were shooting it, by the way. I had no clue.
And you're South Carolina girl playing Victorian in your first film.
Correct. And for some reason, all of a sudden, they didn't like my voice, so they redubbed it with Glenn Close, who's a beautiful actress.
Got a great future.
Yes, and so I was dead basically as an actor. So I had a decision I had to make, and funny enough, it wasn't. I started thinking about what my legacy was going to be to my grandchildren. You know, oh, my grandmother was in this movie, and she got dubbed, but she was in this movie. Or was I going to cover that up? Was I going to move on from that and really do something?
And I love this story so much because it is a beautiful performance. And you know, did you not work with a dialect coach?
No, the thing of it is I had a coach. No one ever told me there was a problem. There was no transparency on any of it. So I don't know I still don't know the answer of it. Hugh had me when I came over. How I found out, I came over, I was by myself when I found out. I mean, I could barely function. I was so devastated. I just cried all the time. They had me, I tried to reloop it. I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't speak. I was so upset. He had me make the sounds of Tarzan's birth. That's me.
Really?
In the movie. I made those sounds.
Wow.
I mean, I can't tell you how twisted the whole thing was.
So your voice does appear in the movie.
It's
I
in
never
there.
knew that part.
Yeah, but it's
So your debut as a Foley artist as well.
So
a good contract with you're an actor.
So she provided the voice of Tarzan's mom giving birth. Bizarre.
We never heard that.
The only thing worse than that is to have been filmed in a movie and then get completely deleted.
Yeah, it's I think I would have, as young as she was at the time, I would have been devastated by that. And ironically, she's supposed to be a little older than Tarzan, but she doesn't look older.
She doesn't look old now.
Still hot.
She's aged gracefully.
She is.
And Glenn Close having such a great career. Like, who knew? Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, I'm not a big Glenn Close fan. I really don't think she's all that great.
Well, she was close to Harvey Weinstein. Sorry, I'll see myself out.
But that's it for that. I guess before we leave, what?
We lost Janowski. Oh, he's back. There.
So before we go, I guess you guys want to talk about what you guys are doing this week? Where to find you?
I'm gonna guess.
We can start with Crusader.
Yeah, sure, why not? You know, if I'm allowed to put my link in, maybe, I don't know. I've never really done it before, but yeah. Okay, guys. So yeah, I got a channel, Comic Relief Crusader, here on YouTube. Made it to 1,030 subscribers. Didn't think I was able to do it, but I did it. And yeah, a fun show. Come on, drop on by. We talk everything that's in movies and comics and TV and games and all that kind of fun stuff. And yeah, it's true. Yeah. And
I'm not laughing at you, Mike. I'm laughing at Read by Nature.
Okay.
It's like
Judy Dench
has his name tattooed on her ass.
On her ass.
It's all true. It's all true. Yeah, no, we got a live show on Tuesdays, on Titillating Tuesdays, which is more than just nipple rubbing. And you know, to end off the week, we
I
have
see a lot of that.
I know. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to expose myself to you, but we got a show on Fridays also.
Scott does that to me all the time. He'll open the door to the studio and he'll just go like that and then shut the door.
Yes, yeah, because at this point my nipples are 3 Smarties long. And then then we got a Friday show to end off the whole week with laughs and whatnot. We go over some stupid news that's going on around the world just to confirm all the stupidity that's going on in this earth, and we do it with a smile and a laugh for you to enjoy. So if you can, check me out. I'd appreciate it. Cap knows.
Hey, thanks, Reynold. I look, I am too. I went to see that in a movie theater when I was 19, and I was floored by that. And some of my fondest memories of, because my dad and I, when we had good times, we would sit in the living room together reading. He'd be over on his Jabba the Hutt mattress because my dad, from his back surgery, pretty much was left laying down most of the time. So he'd lay down on one side of the room. It was what do you call it? A day bed. And it's like a sofa, but it's a day bed. And he'd be laying on that reading, and then I'd be over on the sofa underneath the lamp reading. And I remember sitting there and reading my very first Tarzan novel. And I think it was 11.
Wow.
And it's such a great memory. I can still see the light on the book in my hand and looking at the cover art, which was by Frank Frazetta. And I just loved it. I fell in love with Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan novels right then and there. Thanks for sharing that, Gap. I appreciate it, man. So Shinatsky, where can people find you or avoid you?
Well, I'm on Pop Culture Minefield on Saturday, so don't watch that show, guys.
No, don't avoid that
one. Oh man.
Oh my God.
You set yourself up for
I
that
set
one.
myself up for that one. I know, right? Hey, Dust Wolfen, where can folks find you now? Because you've got a job and going to school again. So you only play at night.
You can find me right here on Pop Culture Minefield from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. So I basically got the late shift.
And last night you were playing The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And that was a game. I kept looking and going, I know this game. I've seen this before. And I'm like, yeah. And it was, it was downloadable content on Xbox. And I went and looked it up. That is where I played it, is on Xbox. And you could download each little story and play it. It was fun. Although going back and watching it now, man, that strong female in that scene was really badly acted. So, but still a fun game. It is a fun game. If you've never played it before, The Walking Dead, those early games, the episodic games. Awesome.
I actually met several of the people who voiced in that game series.
Nice.
Yep.
You know who I would have loved to have seen draw a Tarzan comic? Hal Foster. That would have been
Hal Foster probably was.
Prince
I never
Valiant.
give him enough credit. I never give him enough credit, dude. But he really did, because there is actually 2 drawings that I did in my book about the Battle of Hastings. 2 drawings in there that were homages to Hal Foster's work on Prince Valiant. And I loved Hal Foster's work. And a lot of people don't know that a lot of the top-notch artists like Frank Frazetta got their start working as ghost artists for Hal Foster.
Yep. That was my first
Al Williamson
first
too.
Comic. Yeah. That was my very first comic exposure. My dad had these old Prince Valiant.
You mean a comic exposed itself to you?
Yeah, it did.
Oh.
Hal Foster's old Prince Valiant that my dad had ever since he was a kid. And they were all in German because, he was in Austria at the time. And it was my very first exposure to Hal Foster's Prince Valiant. Love those issues. I love them to death.
Yeah, Hal Foster was something else.
Anyway,
Anima, you got anything to add before we leave, Martin?
Oh no, I'm fine.
I was surprised how hard it is to find stuff about this movie, like on YouTube. Usually that's how I prep for the show. I go on YouTube and I see what I can find. And these 2 videos were all I could come up with. There was no review, no nothing, just these 2. I couldn't even find a whole interview with Andie MacDowell. Just that snip of it.
Sometimes things just fall through the cracks. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Well,
One thing I did find out. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say, respond here to 7 Hyplexity. We need another attempt at John Carter of Mars, and I agree, but we wouldn't if Bob Iger hadn't done what he did, because he took the marketing money that was meant to market that movie and used it to buy Star Wars, and that's why that movie tanked. Is because they cut the marketing budget in half. So, because I like that fucking movie.
We should do that.
It is a good movie.
We can do it here. I would love to do it because I actually really did. I went to see that movie with all my nieces in Phoenix. And Zoe was there too, by the way. Zoe, all the nieces, and I went to see John Carter of Mars. We had a blast. That was so much fun.
Well, thanks to that movie, Taylor Kitsch is forever known in my household as Virginia.
Virginia. I streamed so many times, so I didn't get a video. Wait, what? I breached. Lots of things also fall between.
Oh, he has called the backdoor.
Okay, I get it. It's a backdoor reference. Okay, you get a video. Let me see. First, you get this one.
Diabetes.
There you go. And you get this video.
The following people are gay.
And now you get this video.
I don't like the idea of it going out the back door.
Yeah. There you go.
I want to come in at the front.
Yeah. That would hurt.
Yeah.
A lot. So, but that's it. Very happy with that. I got to go to the pharmacy and go pick up some medication. So I've got to hustle out of here. I want to thank everybody for watching the show today. We had between 30 and 40 people the whole show. Penny, Renaud Stratham, Andy Morrow, Slasher Fred, 7 Hyplexity, DJ Play Nice, Abomination AG. I hope we get him on the show. I'd love to talk to him about his Black Tarzan idea. The Comic Relief Crusader, Gap After Dark, Courtney, the Peter Vickman fan site, Vickman's girl, Parrot Head, Max Damon, Dad Man Walking, Ironcaster, and John Chipola. It's good to see everybody. Have a great Saturday, everybody.
And do not forget our Rumble audience. In this case, Peter School 67.
Roger, but you didn't write that in there for me.
He just did.
I just did. I was hoping to
Pewter Skull 67. Thank you very much. Because if you try to rely on how Martin pronounced it, you'd never know he just said your name.
Put the stuff.
I don't want to see there's a language barrier between us, but here's the scene between Martin and
What
me.
about you, Rodriguez? You got anything to say?
Yes, sir, but it's very difficult, sir, and I don't think you'll understand.
Well, try me. Let me hear.
Okay, sir. Mire, jefe, yo no sabía que yo iba a trabajar más fuerte que el caballo de mi tío. El pobre se cayó muerto de tanto trabajar.
I'm gonna put you on a pickup truck, send you back home for the annual banana festival. And if that don't work, I'm gonna shoot your donkey.
It's more like a language wall, but
yeah.
Yeah. But that's it, guys. Thanks for being here. Everybody have a great Saturday and Sunday, and we'll see you again Monday morning. Military Monday, we're doing 300, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the movie 300, one of the Zack Snyder films I really like. So there you go.
One of two in my case.
It's 3 for me. I like 3 of his films. I really like 3 of his films because I like Sucker Punch. I think it was a misunderstood film.
Yeah,
and
I like it.
Bad marketing.
It was good.
Bad marketing.
Yeah.
So
horrible writing in that movie.
Happy. It's a basic concept. It doesn't require a lot. The action pushes the story forward. So, but anyway, everybody have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye now.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Mow, 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 mow.